Tonight, debate on Paddy's Law adjourned in South Australian Parliament. And the Clare Valley's top drops face the experts.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Almost half of South Australia's unpaid care workers are distressed, with nearly all reporting their role as having a negative impact on their relationship, according to Carers SA figures. The sobering statistics being released to coincide with National Carers Week today.
Emotional and sometimes backbreaking work, but for 65-year-old Port.
Welcome back. Up to 2,000 South Australian public school students will soon have access to one-on-one maths tutoring. Launching next year, the $3.6 million Learning Plus program will see qualified teachers deliver 30 minutes online tutoring twice a week. Education Minister John Gardner says the investment is an opportunity for teachers, while also providing a boost for students. Applications for up to 250 paid tutoring positions will open next week. More than 100 South Australian drivers have been slapped with expiation notices during a statewide back-to-school police blitz. Patrols kept a close watch during peak drop-off times across more than 250 schools. Speeding, using mobile phones while driving and failing to wear a seatbelt were the main culprits for 98 notices, while 3 drivers were caught with drugs in their system and may face further penalties. Anyone who sees dangerous driving near a school is encouraged to contact police. South Australia's government is calling for community input on a new biosecurity act set to help better the industry. The act aims to reduce red tape and drive down costs for industries, which the government says will help producers put their best foot forward. Primary Industries supports more than 76,000 jobs across South Australia and injects $15 billion into the economy. The 6-week public consultation period will close late November. The act can be found through the government's website. South Australians have been encouraged to drop a line this Sunday in celebration of National Gone Fishing Day. The Marshall government says it's a chance for anglers to take advantage of the state's fishing opportunities.
Reeling in a fish is central to the Australian way of life. Year 8 students at Whyalla High School learning early this morning, joining the estimated 277,000 South Australians who enjoy recreational fishing each year.
One of my mates caught a squid, so that was pretty cool.
Let's get fishing!
With National Gone Fishing Day this Sunday, locals are being encouraged to take the family out to the new jetty for some fishing fun.
Yeah, we catch the fish and we get to put it in the esky. So, yeah, it's fun.
Fishing's a great opportunity for all families to be able to have some good family quality time. It's relaxing, it's stress relieving, it's teaching the kids good things as well.
The Marshall Liberal government says it's expanding fishing opportunities in South Australia with the development of the Fishing Advisory Council and the opening of reservoirs for recreational activity, fish stocking and new shellfish reefs.
There are many investments that the Marshall Liberal government's been making into recreational fishing, and that's putting fish and stocking reservoirs.
For local fisherman Steve Storick, his Whyalla fishing charter is booming, with a surge in tourists visiting the Still City.
My fishing charter is absolutely solid booked until end of December, so that's really good news. You can look for other fishing charters in the area, around the region. There's some really good fishing charters out there, so it certainly helps those operators out as well.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Big SA Movember Tour has arrived in Port Pirie, with the 2 leading cyclists Andrew Day and Mark Horner eager to raise funds for prostate cancer. Stopping at Mid-North Christian College, they spoke to students about the disease and the importance of men's mental health. Starting in the Adelaide Hills, they've made their way around the Yorke Peninsula and will soon be travelling to Port Lincoln next month. Stay with us. New heritage signs unveiled in Port Augusta, and Clare Valley cricketers getting ready for a brand new season. New heritage signs have been popping up around Port Augusta's CBD in recent months. Each one showcases a piece of the city's history. and also involves a 4.5 kilometre walking trail.
They're the new and improved signs designed to tell the story of Port Augusta that goes back 40,000 years.
An understanding of where the history has come from, not just the European history, but of course Indigenous history as well. So it's really important for locals and for those people who are visiting our town to understand where we've come from.
The upgrades as part of state government funding, helping to upgrade visitor and interpretive signs around the area.
We received the grant funding from the South Australian Regional Growth Fund for $75,000 towards doing this, so that's $37,000 from council money and the remainder from the fund.
Locals and tourists can take part in the Heritage Walk that will take roughly an hour and a half to complete. The 4.5 kilometre journey starts on Flinders Terrace, taking walkers around the CBD, foreshore and onto the west side. Easy to read maps scattered along the way, as well as a QR code.
There are 21 signs in total, and they each depict a different part of the history of the area that they're in.
The Director of Infrastructure says the new attraction is a fun and easy way to learn about Port Augusta's history.
You can sit on the lawn, you can have a bit of bite to eat and something to drink and look at the history of the town. Enjoyable of the Gladstone Square, and also the ones down on the foreshore are really great because it gives you an impression of what life used to be like when the wharf was in full swing.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Event organisers have been busy gearing up for Whyala's Why Not Art Prize, beginning tomorrow evening. The award recognising the talent of young creatives, with art lovers urged to visit and support the next generation.
Colour, texture and pizzazz, all words to describe the amazing artwork in this year's upcoming exhibition.
So tomorrow night we're launching our Why Not Art Prize exhibition. So we've got 156 entries.
The Whyalla City Council collaborating with Defaces and the local art group for the competition. Young people aged between 7 to 26 from all over regional South Australia have entered, with the winner set to receive an art-worthy prize.
We've got $1,000 total prize money that's going to be given out tomorrow. And so we've got the 3 category winners, and then we've also got a $100 lottery prize.
A range of creative entries will be displayed, from hanging art to 3D visuals.
Paintings, drawings, there's costume design, there's sculpture, there's a skateboard deck, there's all sorts of stuff.
The exhibition will open at the Whyalla Art Gallery at 5 o'clock, with the winners to be announced half an hour later here at the Parklands across the road.
I think it's about showcasing what the amazing young people we have in town, you know, the work that they're making anyway, but just putting it out in public space so people can see it.
Hopefully those people will come to the exhibition opening and get to experience the art gallery, which they may not have been to before, and realise that there are things here for them to do.
The public will be able to view the exhibition for 3 weeks, with the gallery open Tuesday through to Saturday. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Clare's cricket season is just a few weeks away, with players starting training this week. Despite last season's grand final being cancelled, the association is eager to get the ball rolling, with local clubs gaining some new facilities in the off-season.
The footy goals are gone and the wickets are going up. Clare Valley's local cricket season starts October 31st, with local presidents working around the clock to prepare.
Yeah, so we actually had a working day on the weekend. Yeah, the grounds are looking awesome, and yeah, heaps of people out and excited about getting things started. And yeah, I think most other clubs are in a similar sort of position.
A lot of young kids starting up, so boys and girls. So we're getting a lot of girls playing cricket for the first time, which is always positive for the game.
Everyone is ready to play after coronavirus forced last season's grand final to be cancelled.
Blythe and Lower North are going to play each other, so it's pretty disappointing for especially Blythe, who hadn't been to the grand final for a long time.
Clubs across the association received upgrades during the off-season.
So 7 Hill are just finishing off an addition to the pavilion, which is really exciting. Watervale have just done a community centre at their oval, and Brinkworth have done some training net upgrades, as well as Blythe doing their oval again.
Brinkworth's president welcoming $55,000 worth of upgrades.
Build a 3-lane net facility with a lock-up shed with a bowling machine set up ready to go, so parents and their kids can just rock up any day of the week.
They're encouraging residents to give up their time and support the region's cricket clubs this season.
we're always looking for more volunteers. So yeah, even if there's members of the community, find your local cricket club, and I'm sure that there's a way you can help out, whether it's marking the oval or doing some umpiring or sitting behind the canteen or the bar or something like that.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. Brett will join us with all the latest weather details. That's coming up next. Hello again. To the weather now, and it's been a hot one today in parts of our region. However, there is a change on the way, with temperatures to drop by the weekend. With all the details, here's Brett.
Yes, that's right, John. We saw maximum temperatures up to 12 degrees above average today, with most Spencer Gulf locations passing 30 degrees. 35 degrees was the region's high recorded at Woodna. It reached a top of 34 at Port Augusta, Whyalla, Kadina and Cleve. Port Lincoln and Port Pirie both got to 33 degrees this afternoon, and 31 was the high for Broken Hill. Taking a look at today's satellite images, and we can see mostly clear skies over the Gulf thanks to a ridge of high pressure. To our west, patchy cloud with a trough which could trigger the odd storm. And now to tomorrow, there is a marine wind warning in place for the Spencer Gulf, with north to northeasterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, reaching up to 20 knots in southern waters. Seas below 1 metre and south to southwesterly swells increasing to 1.5 metres. So let's see how things are going to look near you. A shower or two for Port Lincoln tomorrow, with winds easing through the day, looking at a top of 25 degrees. Similar conditions for Cleve, where it should reach 31 degrees. Woodna, partly cloudy with a top of 33. Whyalla, partly cloudy tomorrow with a forecast high of 32. Becoming cloudy at Port Augusta with a top of 35 degrees. Kadina, a possible shower and 28. Partly cloudy at Port Pirie, looking at a top of 31. A possible late shower for Clare, reaching 28. And Broken Hill, sunny with areas of raised dust, a top of 32 degrees. Looking ahead to Friday now, showers about the mid-north and York Peninsula forecast districts, but mostly fine conditions elsewhere. Port Augusta and Broken Hill with tops of 31 degrees, Whyalla and Port Pirie both 28, a top of 27 degrees for Woodna, Kadina 25, and Port Lincoln with a top of 19. To the weekend now, showers across much of the region on Saturday with cloudy skies over the west coast and lower Eyre Peninsula. Broken Hill still warm with a high of 30 degrees, elsewhere a little cooler. Port Augusta and Woodna with tops of 22, Whyalla, Port Pirie and Kadina all 21, Port Lincoln 18. Sunday a bit wet about the lower Eyre Peninsula and Broken Hill, fine and partly cloudy about the remainder of the region. Port Augusta, Woodna and Broken Hill all looking at tops of 21 degrees, Whyalla and Port Pirie both 20, Kadina 19 and a top of 17 degrees for Port Lincoln. And John, that brings me to the end of the forecast. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Brett. And that's the local news this Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, on behalf of the team, enjoy your evening. Good night.